Well, thank you very much, Tina. I can't wait to introduce our next guest. Valerie Pringle kicked off a 2-week Canada-wide tour this week to get Canadians thinking and talking about saving. It's all part of her role as the saving ambassador for the Let the Savings Begin program with Scotiabank. And really the goal is to inspire and empower Canadians to work toward greater financial well-being. Broadcaster and world traveler Valerie Pringle joined us, and antiquer too, I should say.
That's right. Many roles, but now talking about financial health.
Yeah, well, how did this all come about? Because I probably would not have thought of you in that role first.
Well, I know my husband might well agree. They want you to talk about savings. But, you know, when Scotiabank approached me about this and said, we've got this whole campaign put together and we want to add an element to it that we seriously want to go out and talk to Canadians and try and, as you say, inspire and enable them to think about savings, because Canadians are not doing well at this anymore. Even the Nobel laureate who was speaking in Toronto, Paul Krugman, on the weekend was reminding Canadians that for the first time since the 70s, our savings levels are lower than Americans.
Wow.
I mean, Canadians are only saving in the first part of this year 3% of income. And, you know, everybody saw that shock in 2008 and what happened. And so you know, quite frankly, when Scotiabank said that, I thought, yeah, this is an issue. I do a lot of not-for-profit work. I talk a lot about physical health. I do a lot of speaking about mental health. Financial health for Canadians is a crucial issue. And, you know, like all things, it requires just sort of engaging people and getting them to think about it. You know, we talk about participation. This is kind of financial participation. And we know, because Scotiabank has done surveys, that people are saying they'd like to save a little more. They know they could probably do better. They just don't know what steps to take and how to do it. So, you know, the bank's saying, you know, we're trying to engage people. The pillars are kind of save automatically. How do you help people do that? Get them to invest in their future, because no one else will but you. Take responsibility for that. Teach kids that. Engage people. And also to look at debt and look at what's good debt, what's bad debt, and where can we make the small steps that will start to improve our financial health.
And you can get all that information by going to the website letthesavingsbegin.com, and we'll put that up on the screen for you.
That's right, we're going to see you on that website, everything. This is really interesting for me, quite frankly, too, just as a communication thing. I mean, I'm used to conventional broadcasting like you and networks. This is, so much is being done on the internet and on Facebook, and we're wanting people to come and give us ideas and tips. There was one radio guy yesterday said, quit smoking, put that money in a can.
Money, it's good for you.
Save money. He saved $4,000.
Wow.
In a year. And you go, that makes you feel better. That's a good thing to do.
You're kicking this tour off in Halifax, and Atlantic Canada is kind of significant. Why?
Well, you know, Atlantic Canada, in fact, in our survey, the largest number of people said that they would feel much better if they had an additional $1,500 saved per year. I mean, that number was just chosen. It's a small amount. It's like saving $4 a day, but it just demonstrates that even that cushion of safety would make people feel better. And I think the number was 87% in Atlantic Canada, which was even higher than all the rest of Canada.
You just said something that stunned me. $4 a day.
Give up a latte. I mean, and I'm not one to talk about coffee. Make a choice. And I mean, no one's wanting to judge, and no one's wanting, but say, think about it. It's just one of those things that's like getting physically healthy or whatever. It's finally time for Canadians to sort of say, gee, we aren't, you know, maybe as good at this as we should be. Let's have a plan. Let's talk to somebody. Let's talk to each other. Let's see what works and what doesn't work, because you know, we should get better at this. It's an issue. I mean, obviously, the finance minister's talking about it. He's got a commission looking into it. There, you know, people last night, we had a kitchen table at the Marine Museum, and some of the people were saying maybe the government should increase the amount you can put in a tax-free account, or maybe they could increase RSP contributions. I mean, there are things the government can do, and there's certainly things that we as individuals can do.
And it's going to change the way that you live the rest of your life as well, and how your kids will view the rest of your life as well. You won't be a burden on them if you've, you know,
well, and teach your kids too.
Yeah.
There are all kinds of elements, gender elements to this, age differentiation. And, you know, I've got kids starting to work now. now, and I'm, saying, have you got your RSPs? My husband's way better at this than I am, by the way. I'm not setting
Maybe
myself
that's one
up
of the
as any
tips. Marry
example.
somebody who's good at it. Well, we've totally run out of time, but I want to ask you very quickly, how are you enjoying this phase of your career, of your life?
It's really interesting.
Yeah.
I'm a freelancer now, so this is an interesting project to do. I do a lot of not-for-profit work, as I said, mental health particularly, Trans-Canada Trail, and then, whatever else that seems interesting or worthwhile.
Excellent.
And you're wonderful for getting up in the morning still.
Oh, you know what it's like
you.
too. Want to tell people that if they would like to come and meet you up close and personal, they can do so this evening in Lower Sackville?
This afternoon.
This
at
afternoon.
Noon, at 11:30.
At 11:30,
At
okay,
the
11:30 today. Scotiabank in Lower Sackville. Valerie Pringle will be there. For more information, letthesavingsbegin.com. A real pleasure to meet you.
And
Thanks
you.
for coming in. Time for a quick break. We'll be back in 2 minutes with more Breakfast Television. It's 8:19 in the morning.
It's just you and me, I'm trying.